Hey guys, it's Eric and Karina.
And I'm Eric.
And welcome back to the Late Podcast. The law according to Eric. So, how are you doing today, Eric?
Well, I'll tell you, I'm doing pretty well. I purposely did not want to know about what today's episode is.
Good.
So this is going to be a total surprise impromptu for me. So I don't even have a witty comment to start off with.
You don't even know. Do you want to know what it is yet? Or not?
No,
not yet.
Just hit me when you're ready.
All right. Well, then I guess let's start.
All right.
First one is titled, My Wife Wants Me to Return Back My Sister's Wedding Gift Because She Thought Our Sibling Dance Was Too Intimate. That's the title.
Ew. Oh my God.
All right.
Hurricane comes out swinging.
I know, right? All right. She said, my wife, 26 female, and I, 28 male, got married a couple of months ago. The wedding was amazing. We also went on an amazing honeymoon. Everything went great, and we had settled into our nice married life. However, last night, my wife wanted to talk to me about something serious. We don't shy away from expressing our emotions and insecurities to each other. So she brought up our wedding, and she talked about how my sibling dance with my sister, 26 female, was too intimate. I first thought my wife was joking, but I quickly realized she was serious. I asked her if anyone else at the wedding thought so, and she said no, but because, or I guess anyone said something, and she said no, but because everyone was too scared to say it. I told her that that's a straight up lie, and I have a close friend who would have said something to me, but they didn't. Everyone had a good time at the wedding, and nothing seemed out of the ordinary. My sister and I had never really shielded away from affection. We know siblings get awkward with that, but we are opposite of that. My wife asked if we could give my sister's wedding gift back to her as we haven't used it yet. It's a La Marzocco GS3 espresso machine, which is by far the most expensive gift we have gotten out of all the gifts. My wife said the gift just makes her feel insecure. I told my wife she was being completely irrational and that's the most ridiculous thing she has ever said. I was probably a bit crude with my words, but I just thought the whole thing was ridiculous. She then dropped the topic and we carried on like normal. We also have used the espresso machine for the first time today, and it's pretty amazing. Was I the asshole for telling my wife she was being ridiculous? So, do you want to hear some of the comments first, or do you want to give your opinion on it already?
I'm going to shoot my opinion.
Okay.
Who knows if I'm close to it.
Okay.
First of all, I mean, were they like doing the fucking lambada at their wedding? Like, what dance?
What is a sibling dance?
Right.
I've never heard of a sibling dance.
And how intimate does it have to be? I mean, I've seen like that lambada movie like a long time ago. You know, I mean, I'm not trying to stereotype, but I've seen like Latina like go out with their cousins or whatever. Right. And they dance like they're the most romantic couple ever, but that's honestly
like that the Mexican dance. I
think that's really cultural.
Yeah.
So my first thought was, well, maybe he's cultural and she's not. You know,
maybe, but it's like, what were they doing? Like that's my big question.
Well, that's what I mean. Like how,
right. What context? We need some context.
Yeah, and wifey might be uptight, or she might be spot on.
Right.
We don't know.
Right. I want you to guess how much that coffee machine was, because I had to look it up.
Okay, I was just gonna comment to that next. I'm gonna choose my words very carefully.
Okay.
I don't think I could care any less than I do right now about that fucking espresso machine. Why is that the center of all of this?
Because it's $8,000.
I don't care if it's $2. I don't know if it's $50,000.
Maybe she feels like now they're indebted to her or something, or like it's like a weird thing. Look, I don't know.
An $8,000 wedding gift is pretty, elaborate.
Yeah, especially for a coffee machine, though.
Yes, but that was going to be my point. Mm-hmm. There are so many other things that are worried. Right. Like, you don't need, like, fucking espresso.
Exactly.
Like gold-plated,
exactly.
You know, I mean, come on now. Now, I understand the point he's trying to make, and I get that too. Like, look, of all the people that gave us gifts, it's this fucked up, weird, incestual dancing sister that gave us, like, the most expensive one.
Exactly.
But you know what? At the end of the day, I just think there's more to this.
Right.
And before you talk about the comments, no, I don't think he's an asshole.
Okay.
I think that he and his sister probably just do have a more unique relationship, but it doesn't sound like it's crossed the line that much, or to the point where it's illegal. You know, he might be right that he may have one or two friends, like the type of friends who would be like, yo,
that
Billy,
was weird.
Yeah,
I think I would tell my friends, I'd be like,
what
whoa,
the fuck?
what just happened here?
Right. Are you going to unzip now? Like, what the hell? Right.
Yeah.
But, I think this is just more the wife feeling insecure about the sister, and you know how like some sons have weird, awkward relationships with their mothers.
With their mom.
Like mom's like overbearing. Maybe, especially if it's I think she's a younger sibling because she's the same age as the wife. But
right.
Maybe she's got like that baby sister thing, and it's my big brother. And,
maybe.
And I hate to say this, but how solid could this relationship be if she doesn't know these things?
That too. Right? That's before the wedding because you got married.
But that's what I'm saying. I think. Right, this type of sibling relationship probably didn't just crop up out of nowhere.
That she should have known from the beginning.
Yeah, you know, tell me she's never been to a fucking family barbecue or something. Now look, if like little Lucinda is constantly rubbing up on brother Billy's legs or something, that's one thing. That
would be weird. Yeah.
Okay, right. If she's like one of those dogs that's like got to like hump the leg every time, right? I get it. But you know, if they're just close, they're close. I mean,
all right. You want to hear the comments?
Yeah. Am I way off?
A little.
Okay.
So when, I guess some people's comments were deleted. So I couldn't really see what he had said in the beginning. I did see people were telling him like, let me see. It was multiple slow dances with your sister. So I guess he had said they were slow dances with his sister. And then another comment had said, you say you danced to numerous slow songs that were love songs together. 2 of those songs being the top 2 love songs that most husband and wife dance their first dance to on their wedding night. And you danced it with your sister. It was weird.
Okay.
So, I mean, that was a little bit more context. We don't know what songs, but
whatever song or not song or whatever, I understand. Look, here, let me make this simple.
Right.
Okay? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. If clothes didn't come off, it's not that fucking obscene, okay?
Yeah.
Yes, it's weird.
It's weird.
Right, because they're siblings, but what if they were best friends?
Mm-hmm.
Male, female, right? And, he's still getting married, but they were just lifelong close friends. They're just not related, and they dance like that.
Right.
I think that would be way worse, for example, than a sibling, okay? Because not related people have the potential much less than siblings have the potential, right? You know what I mean? So that's why I just feel like wifey feels a little like overdone.
Maybe because they're the same age.
Yeah.
I think that might be it.
And there could be some financial insecurity.
Maybe.
Because if little sis is like $8,000, no problem. I get you. Right, here you go. Right?
Yeah.
So,
and
the only other thing I think might make it worse or weird is if little sister's job was like turning tricks.
Oh my God.
Because how else do you afford a fucking $8,000
$8,000 machine?
What does she do?
I know.
So if sister rides the pole and that's how she makes her money, okay, I get it. And that would make it really weird. Okay.
That would, yeah.
Okay. But if she's just like an influencer, like just has one of those like YouTube jobs and she gets like oodles of money.
It's nothing to her. Yeah.
In fact, if she were super well off, I'd be mad that I just got a coffee machine. I'd be like, why
didn't I get a car?
Or how about like, why don't you send me to fucking Italy?
Oh my God!
I get like OG espresso.
That's true.
Just saying.
That's true.
All right.
Next one.
Okay.
Title is: Am I the asshole for saying that's not love but emotional incest? That's just a title.
Okay. Is it? By the way, now that we've gotten through the first one, is there a title or theme to the episode?
It is a theme.
All right.
Have you guessed it yet?
What? Fucked up weddings?
No.
What? Bad relationships?
It's more like too close to not be incest.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So now it makes a bit more sense. All right, go ahead.
It says, hi, I, 21 female, recently attended a family dinner where my mother's sister were boasting about having only sons and no daughters, saying things like raising daughters are such a hassle and raising sons is such an easy job. To which I said that they're just misogynist and don't even deserve to have a daughter. It triggered them and they started lecturing me about how a mother sacrifices everything for a son in order to get the love, respect, and affection and care from their sons that their husband never gave them. That statement creeped me out, and I said they have very high expectations from their sons. You don't want them to be just your child, but also your husband too, and that's not love, but emotional incest. And now everyone is telling me that what I said was vulgar, rude, and disrespectful, and that I should apologize. So should I just apologize and end this family drama? Was I the asshole for saying that? I think that's weird.
Yeah, but you know what? Yeah, she is. Sorry. Just keep your fucking mouth shut. I mean,
it was like weird. That. Yeah.
But first of all, moms are never going to back off,
especially boy moms,
right?
Especially boy moms.
Okay, now having raised 2 daughters and 1 son,
right?
I can tell you that no, there's differences,
right?
Right. But one is not necessarily easier than the other.
I think these are just like those like common boy moms that are like, oh, like my son, like, you know, is taking the place of what my husband should have. My son loves me like how, like they were saying, like they'll
fine.
love me.
And yes, moms, you know, just like they say, like daddies and daughters, and you know, moms and their sons, and I get all that, and I don't think that's rooted in incest. I just think that's, you know, family cultures, and you know, moms are typically protective over their baby boys, and you know, things like that. You know, I could tell you that I get the mentality. You know, like, oh, well, I have a son, so my son's never going to come home pregnant, and my son's never going to be like, you know, wheeled in a fucking shopping cart. You know, whatever. I get all that, but at the same time, I you know, Lucinda should just have not said anything. Because all she did, honestly, she just responded to the part where she felt it was misogynistic, and she felt the need to defend girl power. And when she did that, she came across herself kind of douchey.
Because I also feel like, you know, at this point, it's like how I see it. I'm not going to sit here and argue with any boy mom. I'm not. I think that you're never going to win with them.
Not only are you never going to win, but if you upset the boy, he's always going to put his mom first. Like going forward. So that's why I'm to just smile. Glad you have such a close relationship.
Turn around, walk away. It's fine.
Turn around, walk away. You know what? If you want to be a real bitch, you'd be like, look, watch me turn around and walk away and look at the fat, juicy ass that your son's going to be feasting on later. Fuck you, incest mom. Right? She could have done that.
Exactly. But, you know, exactly.
But shy of really putting it, like, just take the hit. Right? Sometimes
they're not going to change. It's like arguing with the brick wall. You won't get anywhere, and then you'll have more issues.
I learned a long time ago in relationships, honestly, sometimes you just have to take the hit. Okay?
Just got to just, you know.
Fuck it.
Right?
Some things are worth fighting for, some things are not.
Don't die on every hill.
Right. This is just not worth the drama or the fight. Just
let it go.
Right.
Exactly.
Roll off your back.
All right. Next one.
All right.
Am I the asshole for letting my older brother kiss my forehead? I, female 27, am engaged to my fiance, male 28, for a year now, and we have dated for 2 years before that. Last week was my baby shower. I am currently 8 months pregnant with our first baby. And last week, my fiance met my older brother for the first time. My brother was in the Marines and hadn't came home for about 4 years.
I'm sorry, hold on. Fiance, but the bitch is 8 months pregnant?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I didn't lose that.
Yeah. No, they've been engaged, they said, for over a year, and they dated for 2 years before that. So they've been together for like 3-4 years. They're not wrapping the willy anymore. All right. Engaged, but whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. I guess he hadn't came back in 4 years.
Right.
I was eating cupcakes the time that my brother came home, and I hadn't seen him for 4 years, so I was very excited. So when I saw him, I jumped up to run to him happily. I hugged my brother, and I was going to cry. I guess she missed her brother, whatever. My brother kissed my forehead like he's always done ever since we were younger. And apparently my fiance saw this and became very jealous and possessive, as well as disgusted, according to him. After the event, my fiance pulled me aside and told me what I did was wrong, letting another man kiss my forehead. Apparently to him, it was disgusting and screaming incest. At first, I was shocked and actually apologized because I made him feel that way. I thought it was all good after that, but no. He told his parents, and they also sided with him, calling me disgusting for letting my brother kiss my forehead. Now, I know I'm not wrong, but I want to know if I did anything wrong or if you guys think I was not right. Was letting my brother show me an act of affection wrong and disgusting?
I have one question before I give the answer. And I'm kind of serious. Is forehead a metaphor for something else? You know, like eggplant is something like
No, I actually think like a forehead kiss.
Like a real, like a
forehead
above
kiss.
The eyes, below the hairline.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about?
Yeah, forehead. Yeah.
She's not wrong.
No, she's not. That's what I thought too.
She needs to leave this fucking guy.
Exactly.
As soon as possible. If his reaction is like that when her older brother, who just got back from a 4-year fucking tour, gives her the most benign sibling kiss ever, which is a peck on the forehead.
Exactly.
Like, I do it my own brother.
Exactly. And he's like, that's borderline incest.
Oh,
you're disgusting.
I did that
you disgust me.
I was taller than my mother, and I would greet her like that.
Yeah.
There's no, that's not incestuous.
I have uncles that greet me like that, so I'm like, I don't.
Yeah, this is a very serious insecurity and problem.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Billy fiance was raised in some fucking cult,
maybe,
or some weird, super strict, like sect
no affection,
of religion, or like the tiniest bit of public display or whatever. Yeah. There's something very wrong in the fact that his own parents are like, "Yeah, she's a whore."
That's weird.
No, you are better off being a single mom than being married to this fucking guy.
This will be the same guy who's like, no, like you take care too much of the baby. Remember the guy who was really mad? This will be the same thing here.
There's something severely wrong if that's the interpretation. Now, let me just say, if Marine Corps Billy like stuck his tongue out,
that would be weird. Forehead, right? That would be a little weird. But
there's no indication that that's really what happened.
Like
here.
He came home, his little sister's pregnant,
getting married,
engaged.
It's a baby shower. Like I said, again, if he wrapped his arm around her, like squeezes her ass or something,
that would be weird.
But
yeah,
a hug and a kiss on the forehead. No. I can't think of a more benign
exactly. I know.
Yeah.
This guy was serious. He was like, "You're weird. I believe, incest." Yeah,
I believe he was serious. I also believe he's not right in the head.
No, yeah, me neither. I think something's wrong up there.
You know what? There was an old movie. Mm-hmm. I know every time I say that, it's like it's like if it's more than 20 years old. But it starred Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence.
Okay,
Life.
Oh, okay? No, I haven't seen it yet.
I didn't think it wasn't one of the better Eddie Murphy movies anyway. Mm-hmm. But I found it kind of funny. But basically, it's about two guys that end up getting framed for a murder in the South back in like the 20s. It was very like racist time. They didn't commit it, and they were sent to like this Georgia labor camp, and they were there for a long time. But anyway, during the movie, like a new inmate comes in. He was like it's like a young guy and kind of like a studly looking guy or whatever, but he's a little slow, right? So they nickname him "Can't Get Right." Okay, and that's what this is. This husband can't get right. Okay, because if this is his reaction now, he will never be like a regular. No. What's he going to do? What if they're at the fucking supermarket and some guy like brushes up against her lightly by accident? Is he going to be like, "Oh, that's rape"? Yeah, right. Basically, he got raped in front of me, and then blame her.
Yeah, he would.
There are so many red flags in that.
He would. I feel like he would.
Lucinda, leave Can't Get Right where he is. Yeah. Wish him well. Set up visitation supervised because you don't want him seeing you like hugging your baby, right? And or just fucking move out of state. Seriously, just get. Nothing good is going to come from this long term. I can tell you that right now. All right. Nothing else I can tell you.
All right. Next one. So this next story is coming off the subreddit AMAA, which is like Ask Me Anything. That's what the subreddit's called. Okay. So it's basically where the mundane has become fascinating and the outrageous.
By the way, before we dive into this, have we cracked 4.9 thousand yet?
We have. We are. We are at 5,000 now. Yes, so we are. Us. We are. Yes.
That means I really do have to buy.
We have to get some microphones now.
All right, fine. Well, we should do that maybe we'll do a goal like when we hit 7,000. We'll do an AMA and we'll just
ask me anything.
Right, email any question you want.
Yeah, we can.
I you know what? Now that I'm saying it out loud,
maybe not every question.
Because if the bulk of our audience thought the disgusting stuff ever episode was the most listened,
we probably shouldn't. No, probably not. All right.
Go ahead.
So this one, like I said,
what it's like.
What is it like?
I'm sorry. It's like when you have a cringy sister-in-law move in with their own little child.
Yeah, and the dog.
And then like being accused of being too affectionate if you just like high five or like hug the little girl because she doesn't have a father figure in her life. I mean, it's almost
daddy
like
issues.
That. Oh, God, first.
All right. So like I said, this one is where basically everything seems normal here. Kind of basically, you basically like you're like, I'm a woman who has like 11 fingers. Ask me anything. Like it's the stuff like that. They enter. Okay. Right.
Please don't tell me this is like I have a child with my brother. Ask me anything.
Just read it. Just let me read it.
All right. Oh, God.
So her post was, I am 19. My brother is 21. We have been having sex since I was 16. Absolutely no one knows. I've never even told a friend, and I would like to keep our identities private.
You think?
If our parents or family members found out, our lives would be destroyed. I also initiated it. Ask me anything. So, top comment, it was deleted, but her response was there. And she said, I'm guessing someone asked her, like, oh, have you guys ever been caught or close to being caught? She said, yes, a few. I once was taking a shower and my brother came in to fool around with me. He thought that our parents had already left that morning for work. However, my dad came back home because he left his cell. I was in the middle of going down on him when my dad knocked on the door. Considering the situation, I stayed calm and yelled, what do you want? He was looking for my brother and said he couldn't find him anywhere, that his car was there in the driveway. I lied and said that he went to Josh's house down the street. Luckily, our dad never went to check on him. And then she said, another time we were at our grandparents' house and we had to share one of those old pull-out couches. We started to have sex and my grandmother walked in the room and asked out loud where her remote to her TV was. We just paused and laid quietly as she walked out of the room. She even looked at our bed, but I guess because she was old and she has cataracts, she probably couldn't see very well. Or maybe she just didn't want to, honestly. Maybe she was like, I didn't see nothing. She must have thought we were asleep. That was pretty scary. There were other times, but they're not as interesting. It usually involves one of us quickly putting our clothes back on and running into the next room. Someone else asked, did you ever have sexual thoughts about him before you woke up on top of him? She said, not really. However, at that age, I just had crushes on boys. It wasn't really sexual for me until then. I just remember feeling him under me and he was aroused. I was really curious and I started touching him. He responded and I got really turned on. So then they asked, like, if they have sex frequently, and she said, like, this, when he get boxers for Christmas, do you think of what they're gonna look like on the floor? She said, yes and no. It's weird, but when we were around our parents, I shut that part of myself off for a while. We act completely normal around friends and relatives. We may look at each other now and then, but I don't think anyone notices. Someone else asked, did you start out as experimenting? 16 seems relatively old for such a thing. She said, what views do you and your brother have about this and about each other? And does this interfere with other relationships? She said, it started as at experimenting. I think it's mainly my fault. We had to share a bed, and we had relatives staying with us for a week. I'll spare you the details, but I woke up on top of him, and I started fondling him. We know it's really fucked up, but we both enjoy it, so we don't stop. We only ever cared about hurting our family. Does this interfere with relationships? In the beginning, no. We would continue to having relationship with other people. However, lately, he does not want me to be with anyone but him. It's now becoming an issue.
Now it is.
Now it's becoming an issue.
Honestly, I don't have much to say on this other than...
So I threw it in the middle. I was like, we can continue after. I was like, is this one... I was like, she's just admitting it. And she's like, ask me. Like, I'm cool with it. Go ahead. Ask me anything.
No, look, this is one of those things where I really hope it's a burner account and people don't figure this out. I mean, she gave her ages. She mentions that she had relatives stay with her for a week. You know...
I know it was a burner account. I just don't know. You know, it's so easy to find.
Yeah, like, some details might be like, oh, you know,
Grandma walked in for the remote. Wait,
or how about like Billy and Lucinda had relatives stay with them for a week and they're siblings.
Yeah.
I also, at that age, I hate to say it, I also have a hard time thinking she hasn't spilled the beans to someone.
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe
like a friend.
The way she does it, like,
maybe
because these are things that also bring with it a tremendous amount of guilt and suffering.
Yeah, that you have to take. Nothing. Yeah.
But I feel like
she has to tell someone.
Yeah, she acknowledges the wrongness of it. You know, I don't think that just posting on Reddit's enough. So I'd be surprised if she didn't like spill to her bestie, and then maybe the bestie's like, ew.
Yeah, and that's why she's like, oh, never mind.
Yeah. It's interesting that now the older brother's starting to get jealous.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Look, there is no real advice here. I would say just stop, but they're probably not going to.
No.
I think what's most likely is eventually they're going to grow out of each other. Like
hopefully.
One's going to go to college, or one might want to get married at some point.
Well, aren't they already... Well, she's 19.
Oh, now she's
19 and 21.
Oh, this started a while ago.
Yeah, they started at 16. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, maybe one gets married, they move out, move away. One thing I would say, no matter what, take this to the grave.
Yes. Don't tell anyone.
And don't
tell anyone.
And you know what's the worst? What could happen? I could see this is like 10 years from now, like they're married and Billy's like, yo, Lucinda, for old time's sake, right? How about just one more, right?
Exactly.
Show big
and
bro.
That's going to fuck her up so bad, though,
both mentally. Of them in a way.
I know, but both of them.
And you know what I also think could happen? And this would be fucking devastating. What if she's the one that gets married first? And he doesn't want her seeing anybody now, and then like he fucking blows it up, or like stops the wedding or does something crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because we had a story like this once before, right? Some weird incest thing. Maybe they were cousins or something, or I don't know. I don't.
They were step siblings. So it was step siblings. Right. I remember that one. Different. Yeah, these are actual siblings.
Yeah, you know, the only other choice here, and honestly, in my view, is if this is not going to stop, fucking both of you move away.
Yeah. Both of you move away, change names. When you get there, you're already married. Say you're already...
Adopt.
Yeah.
Don't have kids.
Don't fuck up no kids.
Right.
Because
one of you change your
because it's not going to end well. Like, either way it goes, it will not end well.
No. I get it. If this is just to, you know, continue the physical stuff...
But I don't think it is anymore.
It can't be. It's been
not.
5 years or 4 years, whatever, or 3 years now. No. This is beyond just experimentation.
Yeah.
Whoa,
I know. All right. Are you ready for the next one?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I don't know.
So this one's titled, I worried that my husband's sister might have been trying to harm or even kill me. Okay. 3 days ago, my husband and I went to his parents' house to visit for the weekend. His sister is a college student and was home for the summer as well, so we got to see her too. Since they have a lakefront property and the weather was very nice, a lot of our time was spent at the lake this weekend. And some very weird things happened. For some background first, I've always kind of gotten an off vibe from my husband's younger sister. When we were dating, it seemed like she would find any excuse in the world to avoid me. And when we did interact, I sensed some hostile undertones pretty much every single time.
Why? I wonder.
I don't know.
Just a weird vibe.
I know, yeah.
Okay. Some people have that sort of sixth sense.
That you can tell.
I wish I had it better with certain clients. But anyway, sorry. Different episode.
I brushed it off as just me maybe not clicking with her or misinterpreting her. Still, even when we got married last year, I included her as one of my bridesmaids, and low-key, she was a huge pain in the ass for the entire experience. My other bridesmaids told me that she would make snide comments to them that made them quite uncomfortable, was huffy during the bridal shower and wedding rehearsal. She also made weird faces at all my decorations and did weird faces when she ate the food we had as well. I still brushed it off as maybe it was just her personality and left it at that. At the lake, though, a number of events occurred that kind of unsettled me. On the day we arrived, my husband's sister invited a number of her own friends from college over, and the group of us spent some time together on the water. At one point, we all decided to have a big chicken fight, and at first it was quite fun and lighthearted. You've played chicken before? Yeah.
Yes, when I was like 10.
Yeah.
But okay.
Then a bunch of people, including my husband, kind of broke away to do their own thing, and his sister turned to me and said, "Let's do another round," with her and her two friends left in the lake, and asked me if she could get on my shoulders. I said sure. I knelt down under the water to let her up. But instead of getting on my shoulders properly, she got on top of my head and wouldn't budge at all when I tried to move her. I couldn't get her off of me or even get my head up to breathe for what felt like a really long time. My head was being squeezed between her thighs, and I was seriously panicking by the time I managed to dislodge her and bring my head up to the surface. What's weird about it was that the other two acted like they weren't even paying attention and didn't even attempt to play like the fight we were going to do at all. My husband's sister didn't say anything to me, even when I came up to the surface, and just kind of gave me this weird snort chuckle and got out of the water. I was noticeably shaken and tried to catch my breath, but I assumed maybe this was just some sort of accident. So I tried to act fine and didn't say anything.
That's no accident.
That was just part one of what happened, okay?
Okay.
So her parents have a sea-doo. I guess it's like those little boats, yeah.
Whatever, yeah.
She said they only let us that have boating licenses use. I don't have a license, so it was just mostly me riding behind my husband with him at the wheel. My husband's sister offered me a ride, though, and I didn't want to say no, thinking maybe I could bond with her, so I agreed to it. I told her the sea-doo did make me quite nervous, though, so if she could take it easy on me. She definitely did not take it easy. She took any and every opportunity she'd get to jump the sea-doo off the waves off the boat that passed us by. She was doing sharp turns at high speeds like crazy, and I found myself having to cling onto her for dear life throughout the whole ride. There were points where we were both ready to fall off the sea-doo with how wild she was driving. Again, though, I didn't say anything about it and acted fine because I thought maybe she didn't realize how fast she was driving. Later, my husband's dad yelled at her for attempting to splash my husband with the sea-doo when he was in the water. Their dad told her it was very dangerous to try and ride close to people in the water like that because she could have run him over. About an hour or so after that, it was just me in the water with my husband's sister still on the sea-doo, and she drove the thing within a couple of feet of me and tried to splash me as well. Okay, sorry, I lost my place. She got even closer to me than she got to my husband. I laughed it off, but again was inwardly freaked out. So that was the second one. You know, she already knew she could hurt someone. Okay. She kept doing it. This is the third. This is the worst part, though.
Okay, it gets worse.
This brings us to yesterday at dinner. As everyone in the family has been made acutely aware by my husband, I have a serious dairy allergy to the point where ingesting even a little bit of it can risk causing anaphylaxis. Yeah.
Okay.
My husband's sister contributed a big pot of tomato rice and told me there was no dairy in it at all, so I could have some. I trusted her and helped myself to a portion of it, but shortly after eating it, I had to excuse myself because I started to feel extremely ill and wound up spending the rest of my night puking my brains out. I felt super faint and it took a lot of effort to even breathe. Thankfully, I did have my EpiPens if things got bad enough, but still the whole experience was just awful. The explanation I got later was, are you ready?
Uh-huh.
She finished the tomato rice with butter to make it creamier and then forgot she put it in there before serving it to me. Seems again like it could have been an innocent mistake, but given the combination of everything that happened this week, I'm starting to feel suspicious that it's more than that just at this point. I don't know if I'm overreacting or just being a paranoid mess. My husband doesn't believe that his little sister is capable of hurting me, and I feel like I'm crazy. What do you guys think?
I'm going to make one quick comment, and then I'm going to let Hurricane deal with this, but well, two little things. First of all, only the last one could possibly have been an accident.
And that's the one she's like, you know, that one could be an accident. Yeah, and I'm like,
no, but I mean, only the last one could possibly. I'm not saying it was, but of the three examples, that could be the only one where I could see I just threw some butter in to make the rice a little better or whatever, okay? Okay. Having said all that, okay, little Lucinda's a fucking psychopath.
She's crazy.
She's a fucking
I don't
psychopath.
know if she wants the brother.
No, she just wants anything. She wants to hurt anyone who could take her big brother.
That's what it's sensing to me. Like, yes. I don't think it's incest, but I don't think she wants her brother to have any other relationship with anyone else. Like, this one was crazy to me.
Yes.
You could have drowned her twice.
Yes. It's, I mean, I'm going to let you, this is more girl power. I mean, all I'm thinking is, like, I can imagine, like, my brother's sister-in-law.
Yeah.
You know?
Imagine.
Like, starting to drown him, like, yo, we don't need him, Aaron. You and me be just fine, right? We don't need that fucker, Josh. We'll take over the world, just you and
me. Exactly.
Come on, sister. You know,
we can have wine time together.
No, wine time. That's not even a subtlety. That's just, I got you, buddy.
Exactly.
This is weird.
That was weird, right? Yeah. I was like, that one was insane. I was like, I have to read this out. I was like, this is crazy. Like, she's crazy.
I mean, the chicken fight thing, that's especially. I mean, because you have to push yourself down, because when something's underwater, it's
exactly.
It's easy to lift.
No, she was pushing her down, though.
I mean,
putting her thighs on her head and squishing. No,
that's what I'm saying. Or, I mean, maybe little Lucinda wants, Lucretia for herself.
That could be a possibility.
Maybe this is like her weird way of like flirting.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe, but almost killing her is
like she's making her brother get mad at the fiance or the girlfriend.
Oh, so maybe
she's gonna break them
up, and then go console them. Oh, I'm so sorry. Right, but I never meant to do that.
Right, but she's gonna go after the girl now.
She definitely
is. That's what I think. No, so, you would have been my sister.
No,
but now that we're not, it's okay. No. It's okay now. All right. Yeah, no. In all honesty, yeah.
This is weird.
Yeah, baby Lucinda's a psychopath.
Yeah.
This is not.
I don't even think the butter was a mistake.
I agree. I just think of all of the ones, that's the only one that has like the chance of.
Like, I feel like that's the one where she's like, I can easily say it was a mistake. Like, oh, I just added it at the end.
Probably right.
Yeah.
She just sort of like on her own was like, how can she tell? She can't prove that.
I was like, that was crazy.
That is kind of fucked up. Wow.
All right.
I mean, not kind
of.
It's like,
that's really fucked up. I know. She's definitely a 5 dingleberry asshole.
Oh, yeah. I'm with you.
Yeah. All right. Next one.
Hit me.
Am I the asshole for accusing my fiance of incest? Okay, she said, quick intro. We are from South Asian communities, and we got engaged to each other in less than a month of knowing each other. So I guess it was like arranged or whatever.
Okay, so that's probably...
Yeah. I, 28 female, knew my fiance, 27 male, was close to his family and would talk to his mother and sister for hours a day, and I thought it was really cute at first. He had issues with me since the get-go, and I always felt that he was a little controlling, but I let it pass since I grew up witnessing most men in our culture behave this way. I also assumed he was more sensitive than most men I knew due to his proximity and closeness to the women in his family, and that seemed to make it a little bit more positive for me. That said, he has been sweet and kind and understanding with me from the get-go. He has been mostly affectionate and caring and giving with a lot of stuff with me. He pushed both of our families to get engaged earlier than usual and got them to get us engaged. I think she really isn't from here, how she writes, but
all right.
Fast forward to about a month after the engagement when mine and his family met for family vacation to get to know each other and bond. And that's when I finally met his little sister, 19 female. And I was really excited to bond with her. When I and him, along with his mom, reached his family home, he hugged his sister and lifted her up. I guess it was like one of those hugs where you pick them up and all of that.
So far, I don't think this is
okay. Yeah, right.
Anything, but all right.
Now, this is not always the norm among brother and sister bonds that I have known and seen, but I perceived it as endearing. Moving forward, in front of their entire family, the brother-sister duo were constantly holding hands and kissing each other and hugging and touching each other across their bodies.
Oh, and kissing each other how?
I don't know. She didn't say.
I mean, but that's a big...
I don't know.
That's an important question to answer.
But even then, like, if you're just around your family, you're not going to go around kissing your sibling every 5 minutes.
I know, but like little pecks on the cheek, or that could be more cultural. That's why I'm asking. But
maybe.
These are
but they were hugging and touching each other across their bodies.
I get it. But I'm not trying to necessarily, justify it. I'm just suggesting
context would make it better. Right. I know.
More to this.
All right. She said, and I assumed it was because they met after such a long time, and that's why they were affectionate. But later I saw my fiance kissing his sister's entire hand from finger to shoulder, and his sister putting her hand in his hair, him coming from behind and holding her waist and snuggling up to her neck and kissing her neck, and him pulling her by the waist and the wrist, and them cuddling on the bed with her face buried in her hair. She's like, the sister was always holding his hand or touching his inner thigh if they were seated in the car, and the brother would always wear like her like little scrunchies, her hair scrunchies or whatever on his wrists. She's like, my fiance was always like walking, holding her waist, like every time they would walk around. She said, to me, it was a little bizarre that they did these things to each other, and I have known and seen partners / significant others do to each other. It freaked me out, and I inadvertently started flinching and becoming uncomfortable every time he tried to touch me. He confronted me on why I was behaving odd, and I ended up accusing him of incest.
Why she was behaving
Yeah, because she was like, kind of like, oh, like, I don't really want you touching me right now. And he was like, you're being weird.
No, I think she's being pretty spot on at this point. Yeah, I mean, exactly. Okay.
She said, talking about this has already led to huge fights between both of our families that have been hurt now by me wanting to address this issue. His entire family has normalized this, and he has asked me to accept this or leave the relationship. I don't know if I'm right to freak out or if this is just the norm in certain families, and I should work on myself to grow and accept it. What would you do here?
Yeah, that once I understood a little bit
all of what was going on.
This is not.
No, this was not.
Okay, the fucking like when someone licks someone else's fingers clean, that's not just platonic anymore. That's
kissing on your neck is not platonic either.
That's right. That's not from behind.
From behind, grabbing her waist and hugging her
up on the bitch.
Yeah,
and
no,
hands starting to wander on little sister.
And the family's normalized, and they're like, that's normal.
No, it's not. I just think that the family cannot accept the fact that they have two pervy kids, right, that are literally doing the nasty in front of people.
Exactly.
The only thing that would make this worse, seriously, is if she like dipped her finger like whipped cream. And, like,
ew, no, she probably did. Honestly.
Oh my god, this is a true story. I can't say the name of the person.
Okay.
They may actually be a listener.
Okay.
But years and years ago, I mean, 30 years ago, right? One of the first jobs I ever had, this is true, is I worked for a collection agency.
Right.
And make phone calls, pay your bills. That's partially, honestly, why I ended up in bankruptcy as an attorney, because I saw like how much it actually helped people like down the road. And there were some other factors, but the time I got licensed and but anyway, one of the people that worked there had a thing for one of the guys that worked there, and she was very open about it. Okay. The guy was like, I think he was just like, this is going to be like a hit it and quit it kind of thing. You have to understand.
But she was infatuated.
Yeah. She was not very good looking. Okay. And she kind of had a weird like body odor to her.
Ew.
But whatever. Okay. And like a lot of guys, they don't give a fuck about that kind of stuff.
Right.
Now, so let me just say, this collection agencies back then were like high turnover.
Right,
there was a good chance anyway. This really would have been a hit and quit it. Okay. One afternoon, they were having like lunch together in the office. So basically, they just moved. Like one guy took like he took his lunch or she took her lunch, or whatever, to like the same desk.
To their desk, yeah. Oh, cute.
Okay. Don't ask me why, but one of them had a fucking thing of Cheese Whiz and crackers. That was what they were eating.
Okay.
So this bitch put the fucking Cheese Whiz on her fingers.
No.
And fed him the Cheese Whiz in an open fucking office, and we're all looking like we're like fucking I'm dry heaving. Okay, I'm only like 19 or 20.
And she had body odor, and he's gonna take
okay.
And he licked it off her finger.
He fucking put almost her whole hand in his mouth. It was so disgusting. So that's why certain things like are really triggering for me. I'm telling you. See?
Ew.
Yeah. Okay. I got a few in my arsenal. I have to break them out. I just don't want to talk about it. But that's okay. Damn. Right. DAYUM.
Her even.
What's that spell?
Damn.
Her
even questioning this is so sad, because it's like I feel like she's like, am I crazy? Like, am I like he's made her feel like she's the crazy one. The families are like, no, you have to accept it. It's okay.
Yeah, no. Sister, you're not crazy.
Leave him. Okay. Let them be happy.
That is so. Let them be happy. Out of pocket. Yeah, no fucking chance.
No,
girl, you're good. Just take off.
Exactly. All right. Let's next one.
All right.
This one was true off my chest, so it's just a confession.
All right.
I can't talk. Title is, I've been having sex with my brother-in-law and I can't stop.
At least they're not actual siblings.
That's true. There's no excuse, but I didn't seal the deal with him right away. Sorry. She put the deal. So seal the deal with him right away.
Is the deal talking?
It is. My actions were a reflection of my own failed relationship. I leaned on my brother-in-law and sister as, quote unquote, help. But really, I fell for him, which led us to sleep together several times. I don't know why we keep doing it. Part of it is the sexual aspect, but like I said, my emotions are all over the place and I can't think straight. I'm sorry if it's TMI, but it's also the best sex of my life. Then again, I'm not that kind of person. I never was a cheater.
No,
I'm such a disappointment.
You're not a whore.
She's a disappointment.
Is that what it is?
That's what she's saying.
She's fucking her sister's husband.
And she uses the sex as an attachment, as a way to fill her heart and need for sex. I would go as far to say that I love him. I know it's revolting, but I don't know what's wrong with me and why I can't stop. I want to, but don't know how, and I know my sister doesn't deserve this. I really hope she finds out so this can stop.
Huh.
It's only like, she could just stop. She could just be like, hey, maybe not anymore, Billy. Maybe we should stop this.
I mean, when she says, like, I don't know what to do, if only there was a device where you could type something in, like, therapists that specialize in sexual dysfunctions or something like that. Potentially get the help.
Yeah.
I mean, but this is one of those posts that is intentionally written to justify or rationalize the behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I would respect this more if she's like, look, I'm just a whore. Okay. I don't give a fuck. Billy is good. And my sister don't appreciate her man or whatever. I would sooner rather see that.
Yeah.
Right?
Than play like, I don't know why.
I don't know what's wrong
can't
with
stop.
Me. Right.
I feel terrible.
I know. My poor loving sister, I don't know.
She doesn't deserve this.
Right,
then bitch, stop doing it.
Right. Yes, exactly correct. So I don't think that this is a real problem other than she just fucking can't close her legs.
Yeah.
And this guy has dickmatized her. Literally. And what's interesting is the self-loathing that she pretends that she's having.
Right.
Why doesn't she mention anything about brother-in-law?
Yeah.
Like it takes two.
Exactly.
Exactly. Does she not recognize that he is unfaithful to her sister?
Well, her sister doesn't deserve it, but she wants her sister to find out. I think she wants the sister to find out so that the sister will leave him and then they can get together.
Absolutely.
That's what she wants.
She doesn't want the sister to find out because it's healthy.
No.
Right?
No, she wants her to find out because she wants to end up with a man. She's hoping the sister to be like, you know what, you cheated on me, fuck you, leave. And she's going to be like, no, Billy, you can come stay with me.
That's exactly
I'm so sorry this happened. I'll take you in. Don't worry. I
know. The only other thing I think that could probably be likely is I'm guessing that cheating sister is also fucking broke.
Probably.
And that's when she's like, yo, let me fucking entice Billy with the coochie.
Yep.
Right? Let me show him sunshine.
Exactly.
And then he'll just take care of me.
Exactly.
And maybe she's got kids. You don't know.
Maybe.
It's almost like having a cringy sister-in-law just like move into your house and want you to basically
and lean on you. Yep.
Right.
That's what she did. Remember?
Yes.
She had to lean on her brother-in-law and sister after her marriage fell apart.
Right.
It's
almost like
that.
Three. New record today.
All right. Ready for the next ones? The last three are my favorites.
Okay. I let you say the best for last.
I did. So the title for this one is, My Stepkid Recently Told Me They're in Love with Me and I've started having intrusive thoughts.
No. Oh, well, okay. Go ahead and read the whole thing. I will say really quick as a premise. If stepmom is hot, this is every fucking stepson's fantasy.
It's a stepdaughter, stepdad.
No, fuck. Oh, so bad.
Yeah. All right.
For
context, I'm a 34-year-old guy. My wife is 41, and my stepkid is a 20-year-old non-binary biological female. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So they go by them.
I understand.
We'll call them K for purposes of the post. I've been around for around 6 years now. My relationship with K has developed over the years to the point where we are close. We talk about nearly everything and generally spend a lot of time together because my wife often travels for work. In the meantime, in my mind, we're very close friends. I'm a little too young to be a father figure to them, so I never took that role on. My wife had a blow up the other day. Well, actually, she has a lot of those days. They're usually targeted at Kay for being lazy and having no direction. She basically wants to push them out of the house because she didn't feel like she had it easy, so why should they? Sometimes I'm the target because I let Kay financially abuse me, quote unquote, or because I support their non-binariness, how I guess the mom calls it.
Okay.
I don't subscribe to that way of thinking, and it's my house. Kay is free to stay here as long as they like. It could literally be forever, and I would not care. I make way more than enough to ensure that that isn't an issue. My wife has been getting more and more irate that Kate is still around. It's all that she talks about. If she's on the other side of the country for work, her main priority is whether or not Kay paid rent or is doing chores, etc. It's incredibly frustrating for both Kay and I. I have been questioning my relationship with my wife for months now because of her behavior. Well, jump to Tuesday. Kay asked if we can have a serious talk, and of course I said yes. They tell me that they're very appreciative of how I handle their mother and that they're sorry it puts so much stress on the relationship. I give them the spiel about it being my house and etc., which they've all heard before, and ensure that they understand that their safety, success, and mental health are my priorities in my life. He sounds like a good dad.
Sounds like
all
it.
Right?
Actually, it sounds like he's macking on Kay and he's just trying to get with her now, but okay.
They said they loved me. This isn't uncommon at all. I replied that I loved them too. Then she said, no, not like that. It's like not like the parent/child or the close friends kind of love. I think I'm in love with you and I'm not sure how to feel about it. The conversation ended abruptly. That was 5 days ago. Since then, I've been having all kinds of thoughts, romantic, sexual, disgusting thoughts about leaving my wife, etc. On top of that, I've been having extremely vivid dreams. I've been avoiding them and I don't feel great about it. I'm just not sure what I'm supposed to do in this situation now.
Look, you know what I think legit?
Go ahead.
I think that is awkward and awful as this sounds.
Right.
I don't think what he's experiencing emotionally is abnormal.
Right.
In the sense, like, I got to quantify this, okay? When a woman tells a man that she's falling in love with him or is in love with him, I think that most men, not all, just in general though, often fantasize at that point, right? Because now
it's like now it's in your mind too,
right?
Yeah,
and it's causing them to think. And what's the natural first thing a guy thinks about? Oh, well, this woman loves me. I wonder
exactly. And your mind is a crazy place. Like your mind is such a crazy place.
And yes, we've all gone down these mental rabbit holes and fantasizing or daydreaming about things.
Exactly.
And by the way, it doesn't necessarily mean sexual. You daydream about winning the lotto or whatever, and daydream about meeting a famous celebrity and sweep you off your feet or whatever it is. Okay, so while the subject of the fantasies may be problematic, the reaction to when someone says, "Hey, I might be in love with you," I get that.
Yeah.
Now
he's just kind of like, "What the fuck do I do?" Like,
right. But what he should do, is exactly what he's doing now, which is nothing. He ended the discussion.
Yeah.
Appropriately sort of distanced. Yeah, he may have these weird, crazy thoughts going through his head, but up until the point where he actually acts on them, just keep it to yourself.
And it wasn't him who started it, right. It was her. She's the one who approached him.
And I mean this with no shit. His subconscious may be telling him that he may not be happily married.
Yeah.
And that it may not really be about the stepdaughter, and I'm not going to do the pronoun thing.
Right.
This may not really be about the stepdaughter as much as this is about his subconscious.
Saying, like, you don't want to be with her mom anyways.
The fact that you're even exploring this idea.
Exactly.
And our minds are so powerful when it comes to that kind of stuff. Like, our subconscious thoughts.
Right.
Get to the root of what's really problematic for us, just in different sort of ways.
Exactly.
Right? The dreams that he may be having are probably not truly about the stepdaughter as much as they are the idea of getting out from the relationship.
Dreams have to be interpreted. It's never really what they come out as. Exactly.
So while it started off kind of, ew, in actuality, it's a less ew, right? It's still a little weird.
Yeah.
But so far, nothing inappropriate happened.
I also think it might be just like her, like, she probably doesn't have a dad. Just saying, but like...
That's possible, too. There might be that sort of... And by the way, this is not nearly as bad as fucking step-granddaughter.
No.
Remember, it's step-grandpa?
No, right? No.
Because nothing actually happened.
Yeah. She said it, and maybe, she doesn't even feel that way after. Like, maybe it was just like in the thought that she's like,
right. So let me just... So here's my 2 cents.
What should he do? Okay, what's your Eric's advice?
Okay. Billy, if you wake up in non-binary's bed, then you have a problem. If you don't, just fucking let it go.
Yep.
Don't raise the issue again.
Exactly.
Don't bring it up. Act like everything's normal.
Exactly.
Okay. When you're with her and her mom in the same room or whatever, don't be all weird.
Yeah.
And do not change your perspective.
Yeah.
If your position has always been, Billy, non-binary Billy can stay here or whatever, can stay here as long as she wants. Don't change it all.
Exactly. Don't go different now. Right. Just keep it there. Kind of act like, it was kind of a mistake that she said it or whatever, and just keep it pushing.
Right. And don't bring it up again.
Exactly. All right. Ready for story number 9.
Yes.
Title is, Am I the Asshole for Breaking Up with My Boyfriend for Having Committed Incest in the Past? Okay.
Okay.
Long story short, he confessed that before he met me, he had a year-long sexual and romantic relationship with a family member. Let's just say that they were closely enough related for it to be illegal in 90% of the states. I told him that I loved him, but I was not comfortable having a relationship with him. I told him that I'd still be down to be his friend and that we could still be in each other's lives, but I could not see myself marrying someone with his past. He was understanding at first, but then he was broken. He called me judgmental and cold-hearted and said that I thought that I'd understand giving his childhood traumas. I definitely do believe that those traumas led him to be comfortable doing that, but I also think that he needs therapy. Truth be told, this to me proves that how his brain works is a way that I don't understand, and that makes me feel a little unsafe. He's devastated because, quote, the only person he thought wouldn't ditch him like this, like everyone else has, finally ditched him. Partially, I do feel guilty about that, especially since he never told the secret to anyone, and every time I think about it, I just can't see him as someone healthy, and I fear for the future. Am I really a judgmental asshole?
Yes.
And then she said, edit 1. I said illegal in 90% of the U.S. states, which means this is not his cousin, but someone that is closer to him.
I understand. It doesn't matter.
And then 2, he claims he was not groomed, and he was the one who made the first move on this family member.
Oh, that might change a little bit.
Yeah.
My first thought, like as you were reading it, is that maybe he was sort of induced. Like,
yeah, that's what I thought at first too, and I was like, "Oh, like this,
like a stepmom.
this might be grooming." Yeah.
Right. If he's the one that sort of initiated it,
yeah,
but it was consensual, and
yeah,
two to tango, and this is like probably a sister or a mom or something like that.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's a sibling or parent. It has to be.
Maybe if it's not a cousin, but my position's changed a little bit, but not too much, because if it was truly a while ago,
right,
and if he's at a point where he recognizes this was abnormal, and if she really does love him, if they're truly meant to be together,
right,
then maybe what you should have done was say, okay, Billy, I think you need to see someone about this.
Seek some help.
Right.
Let's get you that help.
I'm not going to abandon you, but we're going to keep a short leash on this.
Exactly.
And we need to kind of take this a little bit slower now. And
exactly.
That's, I think, would have been appropriate. But just kind of dumping him, because, he probably was not in the right state of mind when he initiated.
Yeah.
There's clearly something going on.
Something there,
and
for
what
sure.
It feels like is she's basically making him out to be a predator. And he might be. I'm not saying we don't.
We don't know the whole story. That's the difference.
But if nothing like that came up before, and they've never had this sort of issue in the past between them,
right?
His behavior towards her was inappropriate or
aggressive,
or if he doesn't say like, "Yo, Lucinda, could you wear like my sister's name tag or something?"
No, exactly.
Then I think
if he doesn't call you like mommy or something,
right? That's what I'm saying. So I mean. So is she the asshole? Yeah, but maybe just like a one day.
A little, But at the same time, too, I think I respect that she was like, I can't be with you. I get
it. That's why I'm saying one dingleberry.
Yeah.
See, but I believe if people are truly believe that they're in love.
Right.
I know the word gets thrown around a lot.
Right. Yeah.
If people really believe it.
You should be able to get through some.
There has to be more than one thing that just snaps off these relationships.
Yeah.
Look, one thing could be, I love you too, but by the way, I killed your sister. Okay. That's a breakup. Yeah. Right?
Or I killed someone.
Right,
if
I love you too, but I want to have sex with your mom.
Yeah. Okay. Right? Yeah.
Or I love you too, but I'm still fucking my ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But hey, a long time ago, I did something inappropriate. I'm trying to be better about it. I never told anybody in my life, but I love you enough and I feel comfortable enough with you to tell you. Yeah. See that for what it is. It's more of a cry for help. Exactly. It's reaching out. So
she could have helped him get help. Yeah, just be like, let's get you some therapy. Let's get you some help. I feel like that.
It's not a simple thing.
Right? Yeah, it is. And that's why. That's why I was like, a part of me was like, that's kind of fucked up. He did trust you enough to tell you that. But then it's like, she was honest, it would have been worse if she like stayed with him like a little longer and like a couple of months went past and she was like, you know what? I just realized I can't get over this. Like, that would have probably been worse.
I agree.
All right. So last one.
All right.
Are you ready for this one?
The way you say it makes me feel like I'm not, but okay.
I, 21 female, want my father, 51 male, to be the sperm donor for my fiance, 22 female, and I. These are 2 women. Okay, and she wants her father to be the sperm donor.
Okay. Oh, I understand, but not for her partner.
Yes.
So it's not going to be her dad's seed and his daughter.
No, it's going to be the dad's seed and his daughter-in-law.
Okay, I understand that.
My 21 female fiance, 22 female, and I have been doing some future planning lately. We're set to get married in the spring next year, and we know we both want kids. Aww. So we sat down and talked about how we'd like to make that happen. She's okay with adopting, but I'm not for a variety of reasons. And we have determined that the only option that makes us both the happiest is getting a sperm donor. It's extremely important to me that the baby be genetically related to both of us. Since she's not in contact with her family, they're homophobic, the only way that the baby would be related to both of us is if she carries the child and the sperm comes from my side of the family. I'm an only child, so I have no uncles or male cousins of an appropriate age. The only way we could do it is if my dad, 51 male, is the donor. I figured he would be excited to help us have the family we've always dreamed of, and I talked it over with him, and he was totally on board. He said he'd even let my mom, 52 female, know that we were planning on adding to our family. Everything was ready to go on our end whenever we decided to start trying. I thought it was a really beautiful way to unite both sides of our family, and I know that my dad felt the same. But to my surprise, my fiance was really against it. She laughed at me first, which confused me because we were having a serious conversation. And then she asked if I was joking. When I said I wasn't, her face immediately dropped. She literally looked disgusted. She said that she would be really weird if our baby would be my sibling, and that she wasn't comfortable with that in any way, shape, or form. My dad had stepped in for a bit for her because of the aforementioned homophobia in her family, and has also become a secondary sort of father figure for her, which she brought up. She said having this baby felt wrong and incestuous. She said it wouldn't feel like a medical procedure or fertility help. It would feel sexual. I don't see how this is different from any other donor other than actually meaning something to us. I'm honestly kind of insulted. This is a rejection of my family as well as a rejection of me. And the fact that she refuses to even consider it made me feel overruled in something that's supposed to include the both of us. I can't see myself having a connection to a baby that isn't related to me. It wouldn't be my baby, just the baby that I'm taking care of. Even if she says she doesn't feel the same way, I think she'd have a hard time with it if it was the other way around and the baby wasn't related to her. This feels like our only option, and she shot it down without considering my feelings. What should I do here? Is it really that weird?
Yes.
It's weird as fuck. It's weird as fuck.
It is, but...
No, you're not. There's no way you're playing the other side for this.
Is this going to be in a lab, in a test tube, or is Dad going to come by every Friday night?
Okay.
Because honestly, if this was in a lab, in a test tube, mm-hmm. while it's still really weird, and you're basically giving birth to your own dad's grandchild or whatever, I understand it. Mm-hmm. I still think it's fucked up. And I'm a big proponent of adopting in these cases.
Yeah, anyway. Yeah.
You know, I don't believe that you have to have some kind of genetic bond to love a child, and mm-hmm. there's plenty of children in need.
Right.
A good home, like same sex or otherwise. That doesn't matter to me. But everybody has their own, I get it. So if the only way this couple will have children is if there's a biological connection, a genetic connection, if this is going to, again, as long as it's in a lab and a test tube.
So this is the thing, though. So she said at the bottom, she said, additionally, this is also the cheaper option for kids. We would not have to pay the sperm donor, which can cost a lot, and we would not have to do the expensive IVF stuff either, since we can get it from my dad and it can all be done at home. I don't know what she meant by that. I don't know if she meant turkey baster at home, or I don't know if, dad comes home. What does she mean? That's the thing that I don't understand either.
I don't know either. I'm hoping it's turkey baster kind of thing, dad just goes in the bathroom and comes out with a little dish.
I hope. I don't know, because she said it could all be done at home.
Yeah. Dad could jerk off into a rubber and give it to her or whatever. But if it's it's Friday night, right?
Yeah.
Give me and your fucking wife a few minutes.
No.
Now.
No.
This is kind of a win-win for the dad.
Oh my God.
Well, I'm just saying. It's not his biological daughter.
But that's weird.
Yes,
that's so, because especially if he stepped in for her too, because she's no contact with her parents and her family.
I'm just saying, but if they're somewhere in Kentucky or whatever, it probably happens a lot more than we know.
That's true. My biggest concern is why the other bitch doesn't think it's weird. That's technically going to be your half sibling.
Yes, that part. I'm with you. I know. I'm just saying, but the weirder thing to me would be how they produce the child.
That too. I need to know. Yeah. How is this child coming out? How is the child going to be put inside of the mother?
That's what I'm saying, okay? If this is going to be the old-fashioned way, then basically 50-something dad is going to ride a wild 20-year-old lesbian or bisexual, whatever. And I hate to say this, but if that's how it has to be, if I'm dad, I'm gonna jerk off like twice before I get there. So I shoot
and
blanks.
Mom and dad, they're all that too, though. But mom is on board, dad is on board.
I just think that mom and dad are on board because they accept that their child is lesbian
and that they need a child,
right? And this is the only way they're going to get a grandchild. And I don't think they're looking at the social sort of ickiness about it. And that's also maybe what leads me to believe that this is turkey baster, because if mom's on board too, because I don't see mom going like, yo, Jethro, get in there and pound Lucinda and daughter-in-law. Like,
I've heard a lot of people that are like, well, she doesn't like it anyways, so it doesn't matter. And I'm like,
it all matters. But I'm saying that's why when you say like, well, mom's on board too, that just leads me to believe that this is more the turkey baster sort of pizza
hopefully yeah, I'm hoping
this is insemination and not real like just having sex.
I'm hoping.
I hope so too. But okay, that was a little awkward, that last one.
Yeah.
Okay, Hurricane.
All right.
Tell them where they can find it.
All right, guys. Thank you all for listening. We appreciate all the support. Remember, you can find us on Instagram at The Bensalma Confirm and our podcast Instagram at The Late Podcast. You can find us on Twitter and TikTok at Bensalma Confirm. You can visit our website at eblawfirm.us, and you can email us at info@eblawfirm.us. Bye, guys. Don't sleep with your cousins or your siblings.
Please don't. And if you do, don't go to Reddit.
Don't go to Reddit, because we'll find them.
I know.
We'll find them.
It's almost like having a cringy sister-in-law that basically wants you to become her child's father.
Yeah.
But you don't have to actually sleep with him.
Exactly.
I had to get 4 inches, new record.
Exactly.
Okay, that's it, guys.
All right. Bye, guys.